business, the only thing that makes sense on the entire internet. I'm your host, Shanghai Pete, the People's Champion, and I want to thank you so much for chilling with us tonight. There's actually no need for a quick recap of the week because the entire week has been dominated by the same story, which means, unfortunately tonight, we need to take some time to talk about China. Well, not China so much, but corporations. As we are all well aware of by now, a Hearthstone player named blitzchung recently showed his support for the protesters in Hong Kong during a Hearthstone Grandmaster stream, and as a result, Blizzard came down on him like Zeus with the thunder of the fucking gods. Yep, they fucked him and the two casters on with him right into the ground. Took his tournament winnings, fired the casters, banned him for a year. A few days later, they walked this back a little bit, gave everyone only a 6-month ban, and returned the prize money to him. But that's not really what's important. First, now before we go any further, liberate Hong Kong, revolution of our time. Blitzchung is a fucking legend, and fuck the Chinese government. As I mentioned, Blizzard did walk back the punishment a little bit in a spineless, transparent statement that they issued that was clearly intended to do nothing except appease both their authoritarian rulers in China and their Western audiences. It was cowardly, lacked substance, and in short was pretty much exactly what anyone with a brain was kind of expecting them to do for damage control. Seriously, the lack of imagination and sincerity here is astoundingly insulting. Congratulations, Blizz, you've made it worse. So you may be wondering, why is this all happening? What's wrong with Blizzard, and in general, what the fuck is going on? Well, the long answer is globalization and horrifying Orwellian nightmarish oppression, and the short answer is corporations, or even more simply, money. Now, I'm not smart enough to do the first justice, but angrily ranting about gluttonous exploitative corporations, now that's something I can do. So tonight, let's have a quick refresher on why we should always say, fuck corporations. Corporations, like Activision Blizzard, exist for one reason: to accumulate wealth. That's it. They're not here to be your friend, they're not here to make you happy, or advocate for you, or work towards some lofty ideal. Shit, even when they produce or do something that you like, that's usually just incidental to the real goal, which, as we just stated, is to cream get the fucking money. Activision Blizzard themselves have said their broadcasts are not a platform for divisive social or political views. What? Excuse me? Fighting for basic human rights is all of a sudden divisive? But of course, the second Pride Month rolls around or something like that, it's rainbow flags plastered all over everything from sweatbands to shirts worn by broadcasters to their Twitter feed and of course everywhere you look on screen. Now, why do they do that? Well, it sure as fuck isn't because they actually care about Pride Month or LGBTQ anything. It's because supporting that stuff is popular, meaning it makes them fucking money. Supporting free speech and pissing off China would cause them to lose money, therefore they don't do it. They've also said the official broadcast needs to be about the tournament. They may as well add, now go buy more Overwatch merch, we just slapped a bunch of rainbows and pride slogans on it. God. Right, how progressive of you, Blizzard. You're a fantastic ally to marginalized communities everywhere. Until it doesn't pay. You really couldn't have made that any more obvious even if you'd posted a public statement about it. Oh wait. Now, it cannot be overstated. Corporations don't give a fuck about you or anyone else. They don't make video games to be fun, so you're entertained. They make them so they can rob you blind. Usually, these games are even specifically crafted to be just as bad as they can possibly get away with for the express purpose of trying to abuse you and your wallet as much as they are mathematically able. No amount of profit is ever enough. Terrifying human rights abuses, player backlash, forcing people into unemployment, these are all minor inconveniences as far as a billion-dollar corporation like Activision Blizzard are concerned. Can't be said enough. They do not give a fuck. Now, I'm relatively sure no one is surprised by any of this information. China is a huge market. Activision Blizzard has a fiduciary duty to their shareholders to make as much money as possible, so it stands to reason that they will do everything in their power to be successful there. If China pulled their business, right now, Activision Blizzard would instantaneously lose millions, if not billions. And they're out here trying to tell us that China's opinion on their conduct doesn't play a factor in their decisions? Fuck you. Of course it does. This is obvious. They, as well as many other companies and game developers out there, have been doing this kind of shit for years. Never really seen anyone care before. In fact, you still got legions of people out there hoovering up Call of Duty garbage, gargling the vile balls of Ubisoft, jerking off Rockstar for GTA Online, or bankrupting themselves for whatever new ridiculous mobile software masquerading as a game is. The list is far too long to go through, but one thing is for sure, few people have ever expressed any issues with these companies or the way they operate before. I mean, yeah, sure, obviously some people have, but the point is that the majority of their audiences, for the most part, have kept their fucking mouth shut up until now. They usually just eat all the shit shoveled at them from these AAA publishers with a big fucking fecal-coated smile on their face. So, you may be wondering, is what we're seeing in the current popular backlash of the moment representative of a sea change in the way the masses view these corporations and their disgusting conduct? Well, I would like to say yes, but I doubt it. So why then is this even happening? Well, fortunately, that's actually where we've got some good news. Are people surprised that Activision Blizzard, a corporation that exists for the express purpose of accumulating as much money as possible, are acting in a way that ensures they continue to do that? Most people know I don't think so. But I do think that many people are finally getting sick of it, which is awesome. An American company catastrophically failing to uphold basic American values in favor of supporting an Orwellian communist state is the kind of nauseating shit that no one should tolerate. To paraphrase a tweet by Marco fucking Rubio of all people, China is using access to the market as leverage to crush free speech globally. Yeah, he's right, and companies like Activision Blizzard and the NBA are enabling them. This is the type of thing that gives an all too clear glimpse of the precise type of dystopia we could be heading towards if this behavior continues to be tolerated. And shit, by the looks of it, hey, maybe it won't be. Hopefully though, next time you won't need a company to support a murderous authoritarian communist state before it occurs to you to object to the way they conduct their fucking business. It's not just a loot box or cosmetic now, is it? So yeah, not a long video today, mostly because, as hopefully you can tell, there's not really a lot of nuance to this. China is scary. Companies bending the knee to them in ravenous pursuit of endless profits is scarier. Free Hong Kong and fuck corporations of any kind, especially Activision Blizzard. Because, and say it with me now, they do not fucking care about you or anyone else. So, that about does it for today's episode. Thank you for chilling with us tonight. We love you today. We love you all the way. And always remember, downvote, dislike, fuck me, fuck you, fuck China, and fuck everything.